check. Oh boy, I tell you, oh, I need some. They need to improve this YouTube stuff. Mic check, 1 2, mic check. Twin, I hope you're there. Twin, I hope you're there. Mic checker, 1 2 1 2, mic check, 1 2. Wait till I back in the house. How's my mic? Twin, how's my mic? Sound is perfect. Good. Okay. So you see the title. This is breaking news, Twin. Pokravsk and Kupyansk has fallen. The Russians have fully encircled these areas. Putin has asked the general to be merciful and to, treat them like prisoners of war according to the Geneva Convention. However, Putin has mentioned that the Ukrainians, once they realize that they're about to surrender, the Ukrainian will shoot their own soldiers in the back to prevent them from surrendering. So, Twin, what's going on right now is that they're trying to safely get the Ukrainians out without Grand. What's up? What's up, Mac? What's up, Twin and Mac? What's going on, man? Yeah, Pokravsk and Kupyansk are surrounded. They are fully surrounded as we speak. It's breaking news. You're not gonna hear this from the mainstream media, of course, but yeah, I got my sources. Yeah, they're surrounded right now, and Putin is allowing them to, safe passage because what Putin wants to do. What the hell is Zelensky doing? Man, Zelensky is man, Zelensky. He's got to know that they're surrounded. He's got to know that they're surrounded. There's no. He's got to know that. Yeah, that they're fully surrounded. That those obliques have fallen. They've fallen. They fully fallen. So uh, Zelensky has got to know this. Don't know if Trump knows this. Trump doesn't know what's going on over in Ukraine. He just, oh, it's a war, but he doesn't know the details. He doesn't know that Ukraine is losing. Trump doesn't know this because he has idiots like Marco Rubio lying to him, Lindsey Graham lying to him. You got Lindsey Graham, you got who else? All these people are lying. Trump is pissed. Yo, not only is Trump pissed, once U.S. started using tomahawks, Putin got pissed off. But let me tell you this, Mac. Remember I talked about the Erushnik missiles. You know they got a new missile out now that's powered by nuclear. What is the name of that damn missile? It's called the uh, oh, it's called the translation is called the Great Storm. The Great Storm. That's the translation. It's the Russian translation. The English word is the Great Storm. A Rush, so you got the Rushnik, which was the king of missiles until now. This new missile came out. This new missile can endlessly travel around the world and is powered by nuclear fusion. They tested a few days ago. Right, this thing and it has an unlimited range. What's going on, Simpson? This new missile has an unlimited range. So Trump is talking about, oh, we could put nuclear submarines on the coast of Russia. Yo, it's not going to stop. First of all, it ain't going to stop the Erushniks. It's not going to stop the Erushniks. Now you got this new missile that just endlessly circles the whole planet, and it can strike anywhere on the planet, anywhere in the world. And what Trump don't understand, like, oh my God, Trump is surrounded by idiots. I don't know if Trump is a damn idiot. I like Trump, but the thing is that you can't stop these missiles. This thing is undetected. It can be undetected, and by the time you won't even see it, it just bam, you're gone. You're gone. So, yeah, this new missile um, is very concerning because by Trump being pissed, you know, he needs to be pissed at Marco Rubio for lying to him. He needs to be pissed off at Lindsey Graham for lying to him. Somebody is in his ear, Twin, saying that Ukraine is winning the war. Like, That's why I never trusted Putin. Simpson. You don't have to trust Putin. Rubio is like, yeah, Rubio is like, Simpson, you ain't got to trust Putin. You got to really look at the United States government and you got to ask the question, what are y'all thinking? Do you really think we can, like, we can't even fight the Erushnik missile, Simpson? We cannot fight the Erushnik missile, and you really think we can fight this new missile that is powered by nuclear fusion and has unlimited mileage? And it's just going around the planet, and we cannot detect it. First of all, we can't stop the Erushnik. We can't even stop the Russian, and this new missile is far more superior, far more faster, and cannot be detected. Meaning there is nothing that can stop it. There's nothing that can stop the Erushnik, and they got even a more superior missile. Yo, it's not about trusting Putin. It's about coming to a sensible ends ends to a mean, Simpson. It's about sensibility. You know, you're not in the. You don't go to a. Russia just changed the game. Yes, they have. We have a bunch of inexperienced people in the government, Simpson, and this is why we need Trump to think. He really needs to think, man. He needs to just. I mean, he has one person that I trust. Yeah, that's right. Barushnik cruise missile. Yeah, the Barushnik. The Barushnik means the great storm. That mofo right there, twin, cannot be stopped. And you can't, first of all, you can't detect it. How you going to stop something if you can't detect it? Can you answer that, twin? How can you stop something that you can't detect? That's like you going in the woods with your bare feet, with your bare feet in a place known where there's scorpions. Sounds wild, right? It sounds wild. It's like me going into the to a region where there's scorpions and me just walking around with my bare feet. Come February, if we don't have a deal with Russia, anything can happen. Yeah. Anything can happen, but I will give Putin credit. Now, Simpson don't trust Putin, but Putin is very calm. But Simpson, what you don't understand is that it's not up to Putin. It's up to the Kremlin. It's up to the Kremlin. And the Kremlin, you got to understand, if they're winning, they don't want to dang negotiate with them the U.S. They don't want to do a ceasefire. Why when you're winning? And they're not going to give away land that they've taken because then Putin would have an issue with the damn military. Let me say that again, Simpson. Putin would have an issue with the military. The military, they do all that hard work and they not giving up. They not giving up nothing. But you say you don't trust. But you got to tell me why you don't trust. I mean, I understand why you don't trust Putin because of America and all that. I don't trust Trump at this point. I don't trust Trump, man, because he's got too many idiots around him, like Marco Rubio. So I don't trust Trump right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's nothing personal against Trump, but Trump has to understand that you cannot stop the Erushnik, you cannot stop the Brezhnev missile, you cannot stop these missiles. And him saying, "Oh, we got a nuclear submarine," you're just going to exacerbate the situation. You're going to make the situation worse. You're making it worse. What is Trump doing? What is he doing? He's trying to get leverage, man. This is, Ruby is a straight up clown. Yo, man, he's a straight faggot, man. He's a straight faggot. Rubio is a straight punk. Yeah, let's just be honest. Russia and America will never be friends, but uh we we can coexist. Okay, Black Sun called Trump and set up a meeting. Yeah, I need to because worst instigator in U.S. history. Damn. I hate to say that, but Trump is not being wise when he's threatening Russia with a nuclear submarine. Like that nuclear submarine with the tomahawks are outdated. Yeah, they can do damage, but they're not stopping. No, there's no winning. Like I don't understand why Trump don't understand this. Like if you strike Russia, the Dan hand will strike, and all these Rushniks and all these that new missile will come flying. And there ain't no stopping these damn things. And these things have an unlimited range. Let me say that. Let me read my lips. Unlimited range. So all that, I mean, I know what MD was talking about. Oh, short range, mid range, long range. No, these are unlimited range. Okay, why would we put Rubio in his cabinet in the first place? Because Trump wanted to get his votes. When he was running against Rubio, when Rubio was running for president, Rubio had like the Cuban American population, which in Florida they're pretty large, and so that's why they could. It was just it cut a deal. Trump don't like Rubio. Rubio don't like Trump, but it was a business. It was a business thing. It was a business thing. Simpson. Um, Trump need Rubio for the votes. There you go, Rack. Right, right. He needed him for the vote, so it was a political vote thing, man. But yeah, Rubio is sabotaging shit, man. Rubio's yo. Trump needs to get rid of his ass, man. Trump needs to get rid of Rubio. Trump get rid of Marco Rubio and stop goddamn golfing with Lindsey Graham, man. Like yo, get away from Lindsey Graham. Like they're lying to you. Like what the hell? They're lying. Russia has been winning this whole time. And let me say that again. Read my lips. Russia has been winning the whole time. They've been winning the whole time. What the hell, man? They have not been winning this war. It is no stalemate. Oh, it's a. No, it ain't. Russia's been winning. They've been winning for the last. They've been winning. Do y'all remember last year when me and MD did a show on Bakhmut? This is the same situation. This is Bakhmut 2.0. Pokravsk and Petrovsk and Kupyansk. It's done. Don't let Vincat hear this. Hey, Vincat is the main one that needs to hear this. He's the main one that needs to hear this, man. He keeps saying, oh, this is the Russian channel. No, this is the truth channel. Like, when are people going to understand, like, being for the truth is not pro-Russia. It's pro-reality. The reality is that you cannot beat Russia. MD was absolutely correct. You cannot beat Russia. That's one thing that me and emphatically MD agree on is that Russia's winning the war. Russia's winning the war. But I would like Venkat, but see Venkat, he can't help himself because he listens to fake news, the fake stream media. You know what I'm saying? Which MD does too, but somehow MD has enough sense to know that Russia's winning. I don't know how that works because he only absorbs fake news, but I don't know how he comes to the reality that Russia's winning. But MCAT, because Venkat and MD look at the same fake stream news source, but somehow it goes over Venkat's head that Russia's winning. So yeah, so Venkat, look up Petrovsk and Kupyansk. Look up those two regions. Yeah, they failed. This is breaking news. I don't know if anybody else on the internet besides myself in these circles, the political circles, are announcing this. Yeah, they have fallen. Maybe YouTube won't allow them to say it, but I'm going to say it. Whether I be shadow banned or not, I'm going to say it. Kupyansk and Petrovsk has fallen. This is Bakhmut 2.0. And so now, uh, Putin is trying to be merciful. Like I said, he's being merciful because he wants to absorb him into the Red Army. Um, this is part of Putin's plan. Putin wants to absorb the prisoners into the army. So what they're going to do, they're going to take them prisoner. For the ones who aren't killed, they're going to take them prisoner. They're going to assess them. They're going to show them some damn videos of Ukrainian soldiers being killed by Ukrainian drones when they surrender, and it won't take long to assess them and absorb them into the Red Army. A lot, I don't even want to say a lot, but a portion of Russia growing is Ukrainians coming over into the Russian army. I mean the Russians, so but um, a lot of them, Putin does pay them. He pays them like 50 to 60,000 to join, and so Putin will. So, and this is why they want to kill the Ukrainians want to kill the defectors because, or they don't want them to surrender because he knows that Putin wants to absorb. That's why Putin's not trying to eradicate him. He's trying to absorb him into the army. And this is what I predict. But I predict that a good portion of Ukrainians will be absorbed into the Red Army, and they're going to be the most intense because the two best fighting forces on the planet are Russia and Ukraine. So imagine when Ukraine is absorbed into Russia, they're going to be the greatest experienced army, meaning they have battlefield experience. America don't have battlefield experience right now. China doesn't have a battlefield experience right now. Um, Even Iran, even though they traded missiles back and forth to Israel. Well, I would kind of say Israel has nah, they don't even have the experience because they're attacking uh, um, Hamas, and Hamas really don't count as goddamn. Well, I guess that's debatable, but I say that to say this is that the Ukrainian Russians right now have the best experience, and so Putin is absorbing all these Ukrainians that whoever they're able to capture will absorb them into the army, and Putin will he'll assess them while they're in prison, and he will give them the opportunity to switch over, and the smart Ukrainians are going to jump to it because not only do you get out of prison, but you get paid. You get paid to join into their army to fight against, to basically be a part of the Russian army. And so this is what's going to happen, and this is why Zelensky. Let me repeat this. Y'all share this video. Zelensky has ordered anybody who surrenders, shoot them. Anybody, any soldier that surrenders to the Russians, shoot them in the back. Let me say that again. Zelensky has ordered that anybody, this is NKVD tactics, NKVD tactics. Any Ukrainian soldier that surrenders to Russia, shoot them in the back. This is Zelensky's doctrine. This is the Ukrainian doctrine. So it's not going to be hard to flip. It's not going to be hard to flip the Ukrainian soldiers over to Russia if they survive, if they're not shot in the back. So, and now that preparations for Venezuela seems like Trump is trying to win something before he's out. Yeah, him picking on Venezuela, that's not going to turn out too well. I'm going to tell you why. Venezuela sits on top of a mountain. So if we invade Venezuela, we have to go up that mountain, and there's booby traps. Like if we go on the ground, it's not going to turn out too well. It's not going to turn out too well. So I mean, dude, playing this fucking music loud, man. Turn that shit down. Damn, I'm sorry, y'all. This dude doing nigga shit early in the morning. Get rid of him now. He's undermining the country and president. Well, who we gonna replace though? Who we gonna replace him with? It won't be ground mission. Won't be ground mission. Yeah, but even okay, back. If it's not a ground mission, then how do we? You're right, Mac. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's gonna be a ground mission. I'm not gonna even. Yeah, Venezuela, man. It's definitely not gonna be a ground mission. He's gonna, I guess, bomb Venezuela, but the Venezuelan people, what they're not mentioning, they're backing Maduro. So I don't know. This is gonna be interesting because it's just like Putin. They're not saying that Putin has an 81% approval rate. Unlike Macron, who has a single digit approval rate, unlike Stromer, single digit rate, unlike all the leaders in Europe. But let's get back to Simpson. Simpson, Trump is the best person in the United States to run the government. He's the only one that's willing to talk to Putin. We need dialogue with Russia. Kamala would have been a bad choice because Kamala said to the last Ukrainian. Biden, anybody else, Marco Rubio. So, yeah, Trump is the best choice for America. It's just that I think when I say that Trump is not smarter than Xi Jinping or not smarter than Putin, nobody in American government is smarter than Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin. But at least Trump is smarter than all these other people in America to want to at least talk to Putin. So, even though Trump is playing a bluff with damn Russia right now, he still is willing to talk to Putin. He's willing to talk to Putin. He had the Alaska summit, but the thing is, Trump is still in his business tycoon mind. Like, oh, I'm going to get leverage. I want to make a deal. It's like you have no leg to stand on. Trump has to understand, that what works here in America don't work in Russia. This is what Trump don't understand. And I don't think any American government official will understand this, that Russia is the major power. As of right now, they have the fastest missiles on the planet. Not only the fastest missiles, but they cannot be detected. So it would be unwise to try to go toe to toe with Russia on a nuclear, as far as launching missiles, because if we launch missiles anywhere into Russia, we're dead. They might be dead, but we'll be dead too. That's why they call it the dead hand. The dead hand. I don't know how much more to explain that. So there's no having an advantage over Russia because they have the dead hand, and the dead hand will ignite. They've had the dead hand since the goddamn Reagan era. So that thing, they got even more of them, and they're more advanced. This is it. Twin, I hope this ain't it, man. You know, like I keep telling people, man, do you care about your life? Twin, I know you care about your life. I care about my life. I don't want damn no kind of Barushniks or Barushnik missiles falling on my head. Hell fucking no. So the best thing to do is have dialogue with Russia. We don't have to trust Russia. Russia obviously don't trust us, but we have to come to a mutual, like everybody calm down. We don't want nuclear missiles flying everywhere. Calm down. And believe it or not, Trump is the best man for the job. Now, Trump is not perfect, but he is the best man for the job. Because remember, Kamala said to the last Ukrainian, that sounds like genocide to me. Trump said, I don't want to see any more Ukrainians or Russians dying. That, no matter what you feel about Trump, he said something very sensible. Don't want no more Ukrainians or Russians dying. Cat, we all just get along. Rodney King. I mean, the only thing that, Mac, let me explain something. For a long time, America and Europe have been, and I don't even use this word a lot, they have a white supremacist mentality, meaning they've been on top. Now they're not on top no more. They have to share the power with Russia, with China, and with Africa. They got to share now. The strongest presidents in the world have finally collided, minus Zelensky. Right, Zelensky. Yeah, Zelensky. he's losing a lot of sleep right now because he doesn't want Russia, he doesn't want Trump and Putin having any more discussions because Putin keeps showing Trump the truth. Trump will be back down, unfortunately. Oh, shit, hold on. Trump will not back down, unfortunately. I mean, if he doesn't back down, then that assures our destruction, twin. Because what does he have to bargain with? What does he have to bargain with? Yeah, he won't back down, but he ain't got no cards. That sounds like Zelensky. Yeah, Zelensky won't back down. So you're not saying Trump won't back down. We don't have no cards. We can't threaten Russia because Russia say, "Oh, we just got the dead end. Oh, you killed us, we're going to kill you." We're playing Russian roulette right now, and y'all know Russian roulette. He likes the semi truck going with no brakes. He likes right. Yeah, Twin say he likes a semi truck with no brakes. Yeah, 100 miles an hour, no brakes. You know, oh God, and I've been in that situation. Oof, I've been in that situation. Ooh, bring back memories. Um, Twin, Trump has no cards. And you know what's ironic? You know what's ironic? Trump told Zelensky he had no cards. Right, Russian roulette. Right, Russian. Right. Think about the name, Russian roulette. Russian roulette. They invented. They invented that Russian roulette. So why are you gambling with people who ancestors invented? They invented that. So you want to play chicken with these people? Twin, Simpson, Mac, listen to me. They invented the put two bullets in there. We just start with one bullet. Okay, that's first round. Second round, we're gonna put two bullets. That's who we're dealing with. Russian roulette. Need I say more? Like that's why I be looking at I be looking at like Venkat and MD, and I'm like, do y'all care about y'all life? This is who we're dealing with. This is who we're bluffing with. We're bluffing with people's ancestors invented the whoosh, psh, whoosh, psh. That's who we're dealing with. This is who Trump wants to play Russian roulette with. These people invented Russian roulette. Jesus Christ, let me read these comments. Boy, y'all on fire. Trump reverse psychology is not working. No, you can't do that New York nonsense with the Russians. You can't do that. I don't think, I really don't think, really don't think, I really, really don't think, I really don't think Trump has been around Russians. I've been around Russians. I went to school with Russians. I really don't, and Chechens too, they just as crazy. When I say crazy, meaning don't try them. That's what I mean by crazy. They're very sensible people, but to put them in a jam, don't put them in a jam where they got to make a decision based on life and death. Don't do that with the Russians. Don't do that. Don't play no games because they take shit literal. And so do the Chechens. They take shit literal. I'm trying to tell you, they're different. And Trump don't understand that. See, Trump is just been an American all his life. Like say amongst Americans, he's very smart among Americans. But we're dealing with the Chinese, we're dealing with Russians, we're dealing with Chechens, we're dealing with people that are different. And that's why when Simpson say, I don't trust Putin, it ain't about trust. It's about respect. It's about these people invented this. They invented that. So he's trying to use Melania to calm Putin down. That ain't gonna work. Putin is ah, yes, he is trying to use Melania to calm down Trump. I agree, but Melania knows there's only so much you can do with Putin. She's from Eastern Europe too, so the Eastern Europeans, she comes from the former Soviet Union. So there's only so you can't play. She won't play no games. Melania won't play games with Trump. I guarantee you that. Yeah, it might calm Putin down, but Putin is still reluctant because Eastern Europeans, they all don't trust each other. Everybody, Slovenia. That's right, Slovenia. Right. And because, Slovenia's former Soviet Union, she knows she keeps her mouth shut. Exactly. She knows Putin's nature. Right. She knows right. She know right. They all those Eastern Europeans are all Slavs, and Slavs have a different mentality, man. They don't. They're very keen. They're very keen. They're very keen, and they don't. No, you can't. She's not gonna play no games. Melania ain't gonna play no games. She knows Russian nature. Right. That's right, twin. Thank you. Exactly. She knows Putin's nature. Right. Right. So there's that mutual respect. That's why I think Melania will talk to Putin in that respect. Meaning she ain't gonna try to play no games. She's gonna come to him like an Eastern European. Like there's a mutual respect there. Both of them being from the former Soviet Union. So they don't play games. She ain't gonna play no games. She'll talk sensible. He'll talk sensible back to her, and she will relay. Witkoff and Melania will relay that to Trump. But why Trump? Because there's more idiots. He surrounded himself by more idiots. But Steve Witkoff and Melania Trump, I hope they're talking sense into Trump, and I hope they will tell Trump, look, you attack Russia, Russia will goddamn attack us. It's just that simple. If they find out those goddamn missiles, those tomahawks got American components, oh, and a Rushnik and a Berezhnik are going to hit a city near you. And I only say city because every city has military bases. Every city has a military base, and this is why these cities are in danger. We got Fort Benning, we got several forts in Atlanta. So yeah, Atlanta will be hit because we got several forts. And I'm sure the cities that y'all stay in, you guys got forts around you too, and that's why they will hit the cities. That's why they will hit the cities. This is why they will hit the cities because cities have forts in them, and forts are military targets. That's why we are not safe as civilians because the forts we got. Every city has a fort. I don't care if you out in Albuquerque. There's forts around there too. So no American city is safe because every American city I stay in a fort. Okay. Yeah, well Texas got forts. Mac, twin, y'all know y'all in Texas, y'all know y'all got forts up and down Texas. Y'all got forts all up and down Texas. So y'all well, we'll get hit too. Y'all get hit, we'll get hit. Um Georgia will definitely get hit. South Carolina will definitely get hit. Yeah, there's forts everywhere. We got forts everywhere. So no, we can't stop those damn. And what's the nuclear sub going to do? The nuclear sub will strike Russia, but it won't defend. This is what I'm having a hard time understanding. Do we understand defense? Yeah, we keep talking about offense. Oh, we can hit Russia. Oh, we can. Yeah, but what about our defense? Simpson, Twin, Mac. What about our defense? We pump our chest. Oh, we can hit Russia, but can we defend ourselves against Russia? That's what people are not thinking about. Can we? Russian terrain is treacherous. Yeah, Venezuela terrain is treacherous, and we know Afghanistan terrain is treacherous. Not only is Russia terrain treacherous, but their weather is treacherous. So you got to deal with the terrain and weather. Just ask Adolf Hitler. Just ask Napoleon. So not only you got to deal with the terrain, you got to deal with the weather, and the weather is rough. There's no military training that can train you for that cold ass weather. I don't care if they simulate the cold weather here in the U.S. That you cannot replicate that Siberian cold. That Siberian cold is the coldest on the planet. Let me say that again. Because when you talk about Antarctica and what, Arctic and Antarctica, no, 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 no. The Siberian cold is the cold on the Siberian cold is the coldest planet, the cold on the planet. I'm not talking about hitting Russia. I'm talking about coexisting through treaties. Yeah, but we messed that up, Simpson. That's what the news media not telling you. Europe with Minsk one and Minsk two accord lied to Putin. We keep goddamn as Sylvester Stallone. We keep. Oh yeah, that's right. In Rocky Four, he was up in the Siberia. That's right. We violated those, Simpson. I saw soldiers in Russia jumping in sub-zero lakes. Yeah, they do that. They do that in Poland too. But yeah, they we're not cut out for that. We live, like I said, we live amongst the bees and the pollen and the birds and all that. That's what we're used to. Sunshine. No, no, no. That's a whole different, like it was a summer day, right? That's funny. So I heard the guy on Coast to Coast 200 weeks ago said that missiles will hit the East Coast at 2 a.m. You know, only if do something different. Only if we hit Russia first. Russia's not going to hit us unless we hit them. So we ain't got to worry unless we try to hit them. We hit them, they're going to hit us. So we don't have to worry about. Don't let nobody scare you thinking that Russia's going to attack us. They're not going to attack us first. That's one thing I can tell you. Russia will not attack us first. But we over here, we're so nervous. Like we're getting nervous over nothing. In Europe, they're getting nervous over nothing. Russia's not going to attack first. But Russia will attack if we attack them, and they will wipe us out. And it's not even the Russians I'm concerned with, it's the dead hand I'm concerned with. See, the Russians, that's the thing. If we kill the Russians, who's going to stop the dead hand? That's the $1 million question. If, I'm sorry, dead hands. Because people think it's just one dead hand. I keep saying dead hand, but it's dead hands. Just like the Rushniks, and the new I can't even pronounce the new one. The damn Great Storm missiles. I just let's call them the Great Storms. I can't even pronounce the other one. The Baryshniks. You got the Rushniks and then you got the Baryshniks. The Baryshniks are the king of missiles. All hail the Baryshniks. See, shout out to MD. I told MD before I even knew about the Baryshniks. I said that Baryshniks are the king of missiles. All hail the Baryshniks. He had little laughy faces. Well, laugh now because the new king are the Brushniks. All hail the Brushniks. Why I say all hail the Brushniks? Because it can't be stopped. You can't stop them. Them, meaning there's multiple missiles. And then MD was like, oh, they only have one prototype. Bullshit. Talking about the Rushniks. Bullshit. They've got a plenty of those to wipe out several major cities. And now we got this new Brushnik that has nuclear fusion. Its engine is powered by nuclear fusion. That means it just travels around the planet, and can hit anywhere on this damn Earth. And let me tell you something. If Trump is over in goddamn Asia right now. Shout out to goddamn Kim Jong Un. I hope Trump and Kim Jong Un have a second meeting. But however, Trump is going over there and he's going to try to turn Xi Jinping against Russia. Not happening. Not happening. Okay, was what was that happened a while back, and the Russians cut those dudes. junk off and put it in their mouths. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, man. The Russians, they do all kind of Ukraine, Eastern Europeans do all kind of, you know, you know, I don't, and you got the Chechens. The Chechens are not only Eastern European, they're Muslims, so that makes them extra crazy. You got Eastern Europeans, and then you got Muslims, the Chechens, so they're extra crazy. But you know, uh, I would just say don't mess with. Hold on. Let me go back, do something different. Do something different. I would just say don't try the Russians. I'm not surprised. Don't try them. Again, they're one. Just know that they're ones that invented. Wee, psh, wee, they invented that. That's all you need to know. Yeah, Russians are brutal, but all you need to know is that why would you try somebody that would put a gun up to their head and as a game? Wee, psh, psh, wee, why would you like? Don't mess with nobody that invented that. Those people ancestries invented that. Russian roulette. Again, let me say this again. All you need to know. Man, forget about them cutting people's junk off, putting it in their mouth. Forget all about that. They invented the Russian roulette. Do something different. Let's just stop. They invented Russian roulette. Just absorb that. Just absorb that. They invented the Russian roulette. See, now do something different. He quiet now. He quiet. And he thinking about it. Think about that. They invented the Russian roulette. Also, stupid Sebastian Gorka needs to go. He doesn't have terrorism field experience. We have, yeah, yeah. I agree that he needs to go. But you know, Trump at least will have dialogue. I will say that Donald Trump wants to have dialogue, and that's where it starts. I'm with you on the roulette. Right? They invented the roulette. Like, why would you want to? I wouldn't want to be around nobody who invented that. I wouldn't want to be around. I wouldn't want to try nobody like that. Like, they're putting a gun up to their own head. Like, yeah, yeah, let's play the game. We put the bullets in the barrel and we spin it. And we put it on their head and we find out who can survive. Okay, so I'll start. Okay, now you go. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like I don't want to be around nobody like that. Motions of a rock. I don't want to be around nobody like that. Twin, think about that. I put the bullet in the barrel and I spin it. And then I put it against my head. Okay, now you put it against your head. You spin it again, put it against your head. Like, I don't want to be around nobody like that. That is the craziest. That is beyond crazy. Comrade, you put the bullet, okay, you put it in. And Black Son always spoke facts about Russians. Right. And everybody's heard about Russian roulette. So I'm gonna take y'all there. I'm just gonna take y'all there. Okay, the first round. Okay, you put the gun to your head. I put the gun in my head. Okay, second round we put extra bullets. Okay, we put two bullets. Okay, two. Okay. Okay, you now you. Okay, third round we put three bullets in there. Like no, we hung out with Russian musicians for a week. Craziest group of people I've ever witnessed. Vodka 24/7. All you need to know is that their ancestors invented the Russian roulette. That's all you need to know. That's unsolved. Duga, doo gate, solved doo doo. Right, doo doo gate. Oh my gosh, he said doo doo gate. Yo, but it's simple, man. Like, why would you deal with a person like Russian roulette? Is the craziest invention of mankind. May taking it there. Russian roulette is the crazy invention of all time. If y'all know something more crazier than Russian roulette, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Let me know what is crazier than Russian roulette. Can y'all help me out? What is crazier? Y'all hit a like if y'all know something that is crazier. Let's share it out, and maybe somebody in the YouTube streets, in the YouTube universe, can tell me what is more crazier than Russian roulette. Think about that. That's something that it really don't. You can think about all the crazy shit that man has come up with. There's nothing crazier than Russian roulette. You got the run of bulls in Spain where they got the bulls chasing them. That's fun, but you can get killed. But the Russian roulette, you only got so many chambers, and no. Think of all the things you got. Africans that invented the bungee. They're jumping off. Oh, now that's crazy. That's crazy. Africans invented bungee jumping. By the way, if y'all didn't know. We think that's a crazy white man sport. No, that's Africans. Africans invented the bungee. But sitting there with a glass of vodka playing roulette. Right. Think about that. That is the most insane invention man has ever came up with. Russian roulette. And each round you put an extra bullet in there, and there's only 6 rounds. Oh no. Twin pyramid. Yo. So I say that to say, yeah, I don't want to take a chance with the mentality of a person whose ancestries invented Russian roulette. Different breed, right? Because that is the craziest invention of all time in history. Russian roulette is the craziest invention of all time. That's the craziest game on the planet. Transcends all cultures, transcends all nations. Like there's nothing more crazier than Russian roulette. And you want to try these people? Think about it. Putin probably play Russian roulette every night. Oh God. I don't know about that, but let me just say his ancestors invented that. Sergei Lavrov, Dmitry Medvedev, Vladimir Putin, they ancestors invented Russian roulette. So let's not try these people. Let's not try these people, even if it's non-fatal. Even if it's non-fatal. Oh, I wouldn't even play Russian roulette with an empty gun. Think about that. Mac, Mac, Mac. I would not play Russian roulette with an empty gun. You got to feel me on that. Mac, twin, do something different. Right, twin. No, think about that. Yeah, you're laughing. I wouldn't play Russian roulette with an empty gun. That just shows you that's most Americans. Because you laughing because you will not, you, twin, you Mac, y'all will not play Russian roulette with an empty gun. You won't even do that with an empty gun. Just the thought of it sucks. Right, twin? I played Russian roulette drinking game. I played the Russian roulette drinking game. Mac, you wouldn't even put an empty gun to your head. In fact, you know what? I'll ask you. Mac, would you put a empty, would you play Russian roulette with an empty gun? Same question to everybody in the chat. Would y'all play, in fact, I'm going to show you where our heads are at and where their heads are at. Would y'all play Russian roulette with an empty gun? Twin said couldn't hang. It's a simple question. Nope. I relax for it said hell no. Right. So right. Neither would goddamn Donald Trump, and neither nobody in Trump's administration. Nobody would play. Nobody in America that I know. Max said hell no. I worked at gun clubs. I don't play with guns. Right, Mac. Right. 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 Because we love our lives too much. Americans, we love our life. We won't even play Russian roulette with an empty fucking gun. Think about that. Think about that. Survive Dispatch Channel live stream at 7 p.m. Eastern. They warned that the government didn't take seriously, so they're warming us for now. That sounds like a false flag. Do something different. We've just been too fat and comfortable for too long, right? And they can set us up for a damn false flag. Just know this. Do something different. Russia will not attack us first. I promise you, they will not attack us first unless it's a false flag done by us. We will do a false flag and say it was Russia. No, no. In Europe, they're trying to do false flags left and right, and they're getting caught. They're getting caught in real time. They're getting caught. Like they're trying to do false flags, and they keep getting caught over in Europe. They're like, no, 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 no. Look up how many Germans have gotten arrested and Finlandians have gotten arrested for false set up false flags and try to blame it on Russia. Russia's not going to know. Russia's not going to strike us first. That's what I can say now. Simpson may not agree with me, but I can tell you based on Russia history, they will not attack us first because they're that confident. They're confident. They're like, make the first move. Now, they might be crazy and playing Russian roulette, but they will not attack us first. They're that confident. People who you normally attack first are people who are not confident, people who are scared. Russia ain't got a man. Russia's confident. There are 500 terrorists here. Yeah. Thank Biden for that. Yeah. Thank Biden for that nonsense. Thank the Democrats for that. Do something different. Thank the Democrats for that. They like hanging around a drug addict. Eventually, you'll be tempted to try. Do some different says. I'm talking about jihadists that are already here. Yeah, that's a whole nother. Yeah, let's talk about the Muslims. That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic about that. Now, you got Chechens. They're Muslims. They're Slavic and they're Muslims. So that's a whole nother topic. There are 500. There are 500,000 terrorists here. Yeah, do something different. Thank the Democrats for that. That's why when MD was like, "Oh, there's going to be a blue wave," no, there ain't. No, man, we still got sense. We might be mad at Trump for this, that, and the other, but ain't no blue wave happening. Ain't no blue wave happening. Nope, ain't happening. Just look up Rasmussen. But see, MD, he don't want to get off the titty of the fake news. He like sucking the titty of the fake news. And so that's why he believes there's gonna be a blue wave. Ain't gonna be no blue wave, man. Hell no. Y'all heard me say it here first. But let's get back to Russia. Yeah, Russia basically, man, we're looking at, like I said, they got the top notch missiles. I haven't even mentioned the supersonics. Next show that I do, I will mention the three supersonic missiles that we can't stop. But we're past that. We're on the hypersonic Oreshniks and we got the Brezhniks. The hypersonic Oreshnik and Brezhniks we can't stop. We can't even stop the supersonic missiles. You got supersonic, then you got hypersonic. We can't stop the supersonic missiles. Don't let people lie to you. Don't let people hype you. We cannot stop supersonic missiles. We cannot. So this is, and I wonder when people be like, "Oh, we can stop it." I'm like, what? I'm like, man, you still got damn your mama's titty milk on you. I remember we couldn't stop it back in the '80s, and we damn sure can't stop it now. It's gotten more advanced. It's gotten more advanced. Can't stop these missiles. We couldn't stop them back in the '80s. So it was all about if y'all survived the Reagan era like I did, it was about who pressed the button first. But Russia, like, oh, we got something for that. If y'all press the button first and y'all wipe us out, oh, we will still hit you. The dead hand that they invented during the Reagan era. So again, maybe it's because I'm older. I don't know why these young people like MD and Vincent, I don't know why they don't understand this. But they're new jacks. they grew up on Fast and Furious movies and shit, and I don't know, they have a different mentality. Like, oh, you're a Russian puppet, because the news media tells them that, but they don't know how to deal with reality. At least, unlike Venkat, at least MD will say, look, Russia's winning, and Russia will win. He will leave. Now he is under this notion that if NATO and the U.S. were to help Ukraine, that Ukraine would have a chance. No, we could join in, and NATO can join in, and we will get our asses whooped going into Russia's backyard. We grew up on Clint Eastwood movies. Ah, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Few dollars more, a fistful of dollars. Yeah, good classics. And the good, and the bad, and ugly is a good movie. That represents the U.S., China, and Russia. Clint Eastwood and the guy that played the ugly, that's Russia and China. We're the Van Cleef. We're the bad. America, we're the bad. We're the bad. The West, we're the bad. Now, who's Clint Eastwood and who's the ugly? Who's the good and ugly? I don't know. China and Russia, they have to work that out. But that's Russia and China. They're together. So the good, the bad, and ugly. You had Clint Eastwood, you had Tuco, which was the ugly, and you had Van Cleef was the bad guy. It was 2-on-1. Do I make myself clear? We are Van Cliff. We're the bad guy. What happened to the bad guy at the end? Now Tuco was disarmed, but he still made it out. Tuco and Clint Eastwood didn't fully trust each other, but they had a partnership, which was against Van Cleef. Van Cleef was the bad guy. America, we are the bad guys. I know y'all don't want to hear this, but well, y'all not sensitive. America, we are the bad guys. Oh, people you just left. They didn't want to hear that. We are the bad guys. Look at what, like I said, Trump. I did a video called Speedboat Democracy. We're the bad guys. Trump just proved we're the bad guys. We're the bad guys. Now, Trump is the most sensible in the United States government, but we're still the bad guys. We're still the bad guy. He's the most sensible bad guy, but he's still a bad guy. We're we're bad. We're the bad guys. We are the bad guys. Europe are the bad guys. We're the bad guys. Now, who's the ugly and who's the good? Again, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Between China and Russia, they have to work that out. I don't know who's the good and who's the ugly. No, I think you know what? No, 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 no. I take that back. I think, I think Russia is the good and China is the ugly. That's what I think. That's my guess. Better to be known as the bad guys than to be known as the pussies, right? Oh man. Oh man. Dot, do you really want to have this conversation? Do you really want to have this conversation, Dot? Do you really want to have this conversation? I'm gonna wait till you reply. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dot 100%. Y'all really want to have that conversation? So Dot says it's better to be the bad guy than be the pussies. So we should we strike Russia just so that we not pussies? Should we strike Russia? No. Okay. So where that come from? Where that come from? Has Russia threatened us? Nope. Has Russia? So Russia has not threatened us, right? Russia has not threatened to come on our shores, right? I believe that Trump is threatening Russia, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna send a nuclear weapon off the coast of Russia." Trump did say that, right? I'm gonna wait on y'all. We got all night. We got all night, as Lux would say. We got all night from being taken advantage of for the last 20 years. That would be stupid. Okay, Dot, I don't know where I'm talking about Russia and America right now. Just Russia and America. I'm not talking about anybody else. Russia and America. I don't think Russia's been taking advantage of us. But educate me if they have. And even if they've taken advantage of us in trade, then that's a whole another thing dealing with economics. They have not threatened us. As long as Putin has been office, Putin has not threatened us. The last person to threaten the U.S. is because we threatened them was during the Soviet Union. I think I can't remember his name, but he said if America comes at us, they will fall, and that's true. If we go at them, we will get fucked up. In fact, I'll ask you a question: Was Napoleon a pussy? Was Hitler a pussy? We are still weak as fuck. No, it's not about us being weak. Cause no, we're not weak. No, let me get this straight. We're not weak, but neither was Hitler and neither was Napoleon. America took that quote seriously. Again, I don't want y'all to misconstrue what I'm saying. It's not an either or black and white situation. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to me. Russia has the right to stop NATO from infringement on their borders. That's true. After the wall came down, NATO has pushed either after an agreement not to do so. Right. They keep pushing the red line. They keep trying Russia. So again, what do you know about Napoleon? You do know Napoleon in his time during the 1800s had the greatest army, right? So you couldn't call Napoleon a pussy, right? Y'all press the one if y'all are aware that in the 1800s Napoleon had the greatest army in Europe. Press the one. Y'all know the name Napoleon. It would be like China setting up bases in Mexico. That is a fact, Dot. That is a fact. Right. If y'all don't know, y'all do know the name Napoleon. Napoleon had the greatest army in Europe. He couldn't beat the Russians. No, he couldn't, because Napoleon he conquered all those. I wouldn't say push the nations, but he just he maneuvered. But what Napoleon didn't prepare himself for was that Siberian winter. Okay, so y'all do know Napoleon wasn't a pussy. Went into Russia and lost. Now let's move up into the 1930s. Y'all do know that Adolf Hitler had the greatest army, the Wehrmacht, the greatest army in Europe. Press it two if y'all know that. Hitler had the greatest army in Europe. He was steamrolling. He was steamrolling. Goddamn France, goddamn Switzerland, Poland, like he was steamrolling. Almost goddamn took England, but they were across the goddamn canal, so that took more resources. And tried to go up into Russia. He had the greatest army until he went up into Russia. Napoleon, the same thing. He had the greatest army until he went up into Russia. What I'm saying is that if they're not threatening us, leave them alone. That's all I'm saying. And that doesn't make us pussies. No, that doesn't make us pussies. That makes us sensible. Meaning, if Russia came to our shores, which they're not, they have no interest, then we will fight them. Then we can show that we're not pussies. But nobody is threatening to invade America. The only people invading America, according to Trump, are drug dealers. The only people invading us, according to Trump, are the fentanyl drug dealers. But that's a whole nother topic. I'm not going to get into that right now. I did that in another video, so I'm not going to get into the speedboats and drugs and all that. That's a whole nother topic. I don't want y'all to get distracted with that right now. Right now, you're not going to do Venezuela. We're going to focus on Russia. Leave Russia alone. They're not messing with us. We're in their backyard trying to push their cousins on them because their cousins ain't got sense enough to know that they're being used. What did Kamala say? To the last Ukrainian. That is when when a person says to the last Ukrainian or the last African or the last Frenchman, that's genocide. That's genocide. When a person says to the last Ukrainian, that's genocidal talk. Think about that. To the last Ukrainian. This is what Kamala Harris said. To the last Ukrainian. This dingbat almost became president. Well, I wouldn't say almost. Goddamn, Trump beat her by the landslide, but the fact they would even consider, and I don't even know if this dingbat even consider running again. Hopefully not. Kamala is a wacko. Yes, she is. Kamala is a wacko. She's a wacko. Ukraine brigade is Nazi army. No, look it up. Oh, the Azov. You're talking about the Azov battalion. The Azov, the Kraken. It's the Azov, the Kraken, and it's another one I can't remember. But yeah, they're all straight up Nazis. They got the SS insignias on their patches. They're straight up Nazis. Yeah, but the Azov battalion, the Kraken, and it's another one. I'll get the third one for you in another video I do. I can't remember the third one, but the Azov and the Kraken are the most prominent. And the only reason why the Kraken was formed because they said the Azov wasn't goddamn Nazi enough. She is a drunk wacko. She is, man. Don't she still owe money? A bunch of fucking Nazis. Fuck Ukraine. Yeah, she is nuts. Yo, Beyonce knew that Kamala was nuts. That's why Beyonce got her money up front. Unlike a lot of other, well, Beyonce, Meg The Stallion got their money up front because they knew Kamala was just spending money out of control and wasn't going to be able to pay. That's why Beyonce, give me my money up front. Beyonce knew if anybody proves that Kamala Harris is a boo boo dingbat was Beyonce. Beyonce, like, no, this bitch crazy. Give me my money up front. Give me my money up front. So Beyonce is probably one of the Beyonce. That's all I need to say. Y'all, Mac Twin, y'all from Texas, y'all from Houston, so y'all be proud because Beyonce peeped out Kamala Harris. She's like, no, 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 pay me my money up front. Pay me my this bitch crazy. Pay me my money up front. So shout out to Houston, Texas. Y'all got a real one. Be Beyonce. Beyonce said, no, this bitch is crazy. Give me my money up front. And Kamala was like, and Beyonce's like, no, I want my money up front. I want my money up front. And Beyonce got her money up front. I believe that Meg The Stallion got her money up front, but a lot of those people didn't getting paid. A lot of people that dealt with Kamala Harris did not get paid. So this bitch want to run for president again? She want to run for president again? You still owe. But at least you had sense enough to pay Beyonce. Only credit Kamala gets is at least, but that's because Beyonce forced her. She said, "No, I want my money up front. Don't play with me, bitch." She probably, man, Beyonce was probably like, "Bitch, I want my money up front, bitch." Yeah, shout out to Beyonce. Shout out to the Beehive. The Beehive wasn't playing that. They were like, "Yo," well, the Beehive got tricked. But they didn't blame Beyonce. They blamed Kamala. They like, oh no, you lied to us. They didn't. They weren't gonna blame Beyonce. Beyonce's like, I didn't promise them people a concert. They said I was gonna do a concert. I just said I was gonna show up, and they were. And then the Beehive is like, Beyonce, we love you. Okay, we gonna blame her. We gonna blame Kamala Harris. We ain't gonna blame Beyonce because Beyonce just told us what the deal was, and they believe Beyonce because Beyonce ain't got no reason to lie. She's like, no, I didn't never promise nobody a concert. That was them. They lied on me. Beyonce never promised the concert. Twin Mac, y'all are from Houston. Did she promise a concert? Or did other people say she was going to do a concert? I'll wait. Because y'all from Texas. Y'all from that's y'all girl. Did Beyonce promise a concert or did they lie and say she was gonna do a concert? I'll wait. I'll wait on Mac or either twin to answer that question. I'll wait. We got all night. We got all day. We got all morning. We got all. I'll wait. Damn, that's right. She didn't say she was performing. No, she never said that. She never said she was going to perform. They lied and said she was going to perform. Yeah, Beyonce never said that shit. Trump isn't going to give Ukraine Tomahawk missiles. If I was Putin, I would push the war until I have what I want. And that's what he's doing. And then sue for peace. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. You're right on point what Putin is doing. The mainstream media lies a lot about Ukraine and Russia. Dot, you're right on the money. That's what Putin is doing. Putin has not stopped the Rush the Red Army has not. They keep saying, "Oh, the Russian army is being held up," and they're killing Ukrainians. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They're draining the resources, the military resources out of NATO, out of Ukraine. Europe is going broke, not Russia. You know, shout out to MD. I hope you see this video. You're like, oh, they want to do sanctions, economic sanctions. You cannot isolate and do sanctions without cooperation of China and India. I don't have to be an economic expert. NATO booming, 1999. Czechoslovakia booming, bombing. Oh yeah. That's NATO bombing. Yeah. You don't have to be an economic. You don't have to have a degree to know that in order to isolate Russia, you have to have the participation of the two largest economies, China and India. If you don't get China and India to participate, ain't nothing happening. And Trump is going over there to talk to Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping gonna be like, man, are you crazy, Trump? I'm not gonna isolate Russia. We need that petroleum. Petroleum's not only, you guys understand that petroleum is not only used for feeding your vehicle, right? It's used to make plastics, it's used to make rubber, it's used to make headphones. Petroleum is used to make a lot of stuff. Suspenders, steering wheels, everything like molded it. Petroleum is used for a lot of stuff. Hair products, uh, electronics. Petroleum is used for a lot of stuff, y'all. Don't think it's Russia's just a gas station. Oh, we just don't put it in our no. China and India, wait, 500 different things. How about 5,000 different things? Do something different. A lot of people don't know petroleum is used for a lot of stuff. PC, they think that people are just one dimensional. Oh, we'll shut down Russia. See, MD, you think he's just one track mind, like, oh, we just put gas in our gas tanks. No, MD, we use petroleum for a lot of stuff. Yeah, those headphones, the phone cases. Yeah, petroleum is used for a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, a lot of technology, a lot of things, a lot of products are used from petroleum. A lot of things are petroleum based. Who's MD? MD he's another YouTuber, man. We used to do, if you go back to some of our old videos, yep, there he is. He's in the chat right now. Stop putting words in my mouth. I never said that. What up, MD? Okay, but MD, you have to understand that you cannot isolate Russia, and I'm not an economic person, you are, that without China and without India, you can't isolate Russia economically. So we know that's fake news. Y'all make sure, yeah, Contra, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to MD because me and MD gonna have a discussion on this. I think either Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember, but I'm gonna go on MD's channel. I bet y'all go over there. I think we done 2 shows so far, or one. We did either 1 or 2 shows. We did 1 show so far. We're gonna be on our second. This is gonna be the second show. Shout out to MD. Oh no, but this will be the third show. I've done 2 shows. Yeah, that's right. You know, um, Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to MD because MD has Vincent over there, and Vincent's another character. But yeah, MD has this notion like we can destroy Russian economy. We can isolate Russia, but Russia's dealing with China and India. Like, how does that? How do you do that? But see, no, MD. MD is a good dancer. So y'all think Michael Jackson was a good dancer? Y'all think Prince was a good dancer? I agree with you. But how do you explain mainly India refineries pausing Russia oil state? That's fake news. That's fake news. That's fake news. India said we're doubling, we're tripling our amount of oil. That's fake news. India is not going to cease buying oil from Russia, and neither is China. Russia's selling oil to everyone. Good luck, man, especially to the two largest economies. Europe is not the largest economy, and neither is America. America, we have a large economy, but China and India, you have to isolate Russia in order to hurt their economy. And again, China, see, MD going to ignore this. He learned from the fake news. He's going to apply for NATO. He's going to be the leader of NATO one day, and I'm going to support him because he's the only one that can explain that bullshit. The bullshit of we're gonna isolate Russia's economy. Isolate them from who? But see, I don't use this word that often, but MD has a white supremacist mindset because the center of the economies are America and Europe. That's a white supremacist mindset. The simple fact that you don't recognize China and India, that's I don't use that word a lot. I don't use the word white supremacy a lot. But this is where it comes in. See, that's why I don't like to use that word that often because when it's necessary, then you can apply it when necessary. You have a white supremacist mindset. Okay, U.S. is by far the largest. See, that's that white supremacist mindset. See, let me show you white supremacy. MD says U.S. the far largest economic gauge by the GDP. Russia has an economic size of Spain. And see what because MD has a white supremacist mindset, he does not put China and India in that equation. That's a white supremacy. But see, that's not only MD suffered from white supremacy mindset, so does goddamn Europe. Because I didn't even mention Africa. I didn't even mention Africa, did I? But see, this is the white supremacist mindset because white supremacist mindset believes that America and Europe are the center of the economical sphere. Not knowing that America, see, the root of killing white supremacy is learning about Africa. Let me say that again. If you don't have education or know anything about Africa, then you will be tricked by white supremacy every time. The reason why they're mad at Russia and China and India and even goddamn Iran is because of Africa. I told you, MD, once you come with that economical stuff, I'm going to take you to Africa every time. I'm going to take you to Africa every single time. And white supremacists, people with my white supremacist mindset, they don't like going to Africa. They do not like going to Africa. They will put no black, no African, no, they don't. Ooh, they detest it. Look at MD's logo. It says no black on it. You tell on yourself, MD. There you go. Right. Because white supremacists, the kryptonite white supremacy is Africa. All you got to do, anytime they argue about America and Europe and all that, just throw Africa in the mix and they get in a wreck. It's like they driving Africa. They lose their fucking mind. A person suffering from white supremacy, you mentioned Africa, they fucking lose it. Tell me I'm lying, twin. Tell me I'm lying, twin. They lose their fucking mind. A person with a white supremacist mindset, you just mention Africa. All you got to do is mention Ibrahim Traore. Just mention Africa, and they fucking whole shit unravels. Red Sun, you, the said white supremacists are deep, and that's why it be a, wouldn't be a blue wave. I say it won't be a blue wave because they have no platform. Trump, Orange Man Bad is not a platform. Like, we have evolved to where we're looking at policy. Now, Trump had the best policy. There are multiple policies that we all vote for. I'm not a one policy person. Now, um, again, let's just look at the Ukraine situation. Kamala said to the last Ukrainian, so did Biden. Again, to me, that sounds like genocide. To the last Ukrainian, that sounds like genocide. Now, Trump, whether you believe him or not, he says, I want Ukrainians and Russians to stop dying. That is the opposite of to the last Ukrainian. Oh, and by the way, since you're here, let me update you. MD, Pokravsk and Kupyansk has fallen because your fake news media ain't going to tell you that. Let me say that again. This is for MD, everybody, because he came in late. Pokravsk and Kupyansk has fallen. You heard it here first, MD. Go look that up. This is Bakhmut 2.0. Go look that up. Look that up. Since you want to look up stuff and check the facts and all that, look up, and you're probably hearing it first here. You probably ain't heard it nowhere else. Pokravsk and Kupyansk has fallen. Read my lips. Can y'all can y'all hear me clearly? Sounds to me like Kamala can go help fight stupid bitch. That's right. I saw that yesterday. I didn't hear it from you first. CNN covered it yesterday. Oh, so they said it's fallen. Really? Well, goddamn. The fake news is reporting something that really happened. Yeah, Kupyansk and Petros has fallen. So let me ask you this, MD. So CNN said it. So why has Trump not gotten the memo? See, I'm not. I vote for Trump, and it ain't gonna be no goddamn blue wave. But I will critique Trump. Why has Trump not getting this news? Since you heard this news yesterday, why didn't Trump hear this? Better yet, Marco Rubio. Better than Lindsey Graham. Why they didn't hear this? Tinfoil channel is always late. No, I did. I was gonna do a live yesterday. Actually, the day before. I actually knew about this last week. But y'all know I do videos in spurts, but I've been known about this and they can't hide it. So I guess that's why CNN. But again, stop dancing, MD. Stop trying to outdo Michael Jackson and Prince and answer my question. You're a good dancer, but you're not good. You know Michael Jackson and you know Prince, okay? So stop it. So answer this question. Why has not Lindsey Graham, why has not Donald Trump or Marco Rubio? Why have they Marco Rubio and Lindsey Graham not gotten this information to Trump? Oh, and by the way, MD, when you answer that question, I got another question for you. We got all night, so answer that question, MD, because I'm gonna ask it again when we do the show. And I got a big surprise for you. Oh, see, he dancing right now. He's too busy dancing. He can't answer in the chat, so I'll answer it for him because they rely on fake news until the fake news becomes so overwhelming that reality hits them, and then they got to report the reality that Petrovsk and Kupyansk has fallen. How do you know they haven't stopped insinuating? Because Trump still think he has a bargaining chip? Trump don't know. Yeah, exactly. He don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. See, but y'all gotta understand. Let me explain. MD. MD inspires to be like Michael Jackson and Prince. He likes to dance. He likes to dance. So just know when MD does that, he likes to dance. He's a dancer. Let's see. Streets of Pokrovsk filled with Russian bodies. I typed it into search bar. Russian bodies. Oh my God, they desperate. They desperate. So do something different. Oh gosh. So they trying to what are they insinuating? That Russia is not doesn't have control of Petrovsk? Because Putin said, "Hey, be merciful." He said, "Be merciful because we could probably switch some of those Ukrainians to our side," and which they've been doing. They won't tell that. The other Ukrainians are switching over to the Russian side. They're not going to tell about that because you're having the best, largest fighting force. Can't wait for this debate. It's not even a debate. Trump is too stupid to retain information. Hey, okay. This is what MD said, y'all. He said Trump is too stupid to retain information. He can't hold on that mental note very long. Hey, but he's smarter than Kamala Harris. I'll give him that. But hey, at least he ain't Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris said to the last Ukrainian, that sounds like genocide. Well, okay. I don't know what that is. It's someone's channel. MD. Okay. Okay. So I don't know what. I don't know what. Okay. So anywho, yeah. So MD has said, y'all. MD said that CNN has said Petrovsk and Kupyansk has fallen. That's what MD just said, or that's what he's insinuating. I didn't see that, MD, but again, I don't look at CNN, so I can only take your word for that. But as far as I know, on YouTube, I'm the first one to say fallen in my title. Kupyansk and Pokravsk has fallen. If y'all know of any other channel that has said that, y'all let me know, and I'll give them credit. I'll give them a shout out. But I don't know anybody that put that in their title. They have fallen. Petrovsk and Kupyansk has fallen. He said, and Crimea. Oh yeah, they've been at Crimea. Um, let's see. Twin said that's a fact. He is smarter than Kamala Harris. Man, everybody's smarter than Kamala Harris, man. We damn near sure know Beyonce smarter than Kamala Harris, man. Like Beyonce too smart for that nonsense. Beyonce said, no, bitch, give me my money up front. Okay. Dot said Russia controls 20% of Ukraine, mostly in the east and south. Facts. And they've just taken Kupyansk and Petrovsk. And again, I challenge MD to find me in where in the title where it says they have fallen. Nobody's saying that they're fallen. I'm saying they've fallen because Putin is like, okay, he did a thing with the general said, okay, we have to treat the prisoners. We have to treat the prisoners and go by the Geneva Convention. That lets you know they have fallen. And oh, don't let them play word. When they say, oh, they're Russian bodies, a lot of people don't know Ukrainians, they consider, they'll, I keep saying this is a civil war. So are they Russian Russians or Ukrainian Russians? So I'm not going to even play that word. I'm not going to even play that game when they're like, oh, Russian bodies. Yeah, those are Russian bodies. They're Ukrainians. They're Ukrainian Russians. But that's it's confusing. Who's in control of of Petrovsk and Kupyansk? Russia. Russia's in control of that. Kupyansk. That's why I said, MD, you dancing like Michael Jackson, but where in the title has it says Kupyansk and Petrovsk has fallen? I said fallen. Did CNN say it's fallen? I don't think so. But I don't watch CNN. You do. You watch the fake news, so I can only take your word for it. But I doubt if they said at Petrovsk and Kupyansk has fallen. And how did I come up with this, you guys? Simply, when Putin said treat the prisoners with respect, go by the Geneva Convention. What does that tell y'all, chat? When Putin is talking to his generals and saying, treat the prisoners with respect in Kupyansk. So you're telling me there weren't any Russian casualties? Huh? No one is dying in second of. Oh my God. MD. Don't get distracted. Stop dancing. Both sides have suffered tremendously. Right. And the difference is Russia has a lot more soldiers to lose than Ukraine. Thank you, Dot. Thank you. Thank you, Dot. MD, just read the next goddamn comment. Oh my gosh. Stop doing the Michael Jackson. Stop. Stop doing that. Stop doing the James Brown right now. You're doing the James Brown right now. Stop doing the James Brown. Meat grinder. Yeah, yeah. This is Bakhmut 2.0. This is Bakhmut dot. This is Bakhmut 2.0. Dot. That's another fact. Right. Like, why do they keep playing mind games? Like, there's Russians who are dying. Yeah, people die in war. But who's winning? Who has control? Russia does. That's just like going to Waco, Texas, right? When they invaded the British Davidians, 3 law enforcement got killed. They're like, all 3 law enforcement got killed, but who ended up burning down the Branch Davidian? Did the David Koresh win or did the ATF win? But they kept playing over and over again. The 3 officers that got shot went on the rooftop. Y'all might be too young to remember that. Do something different. Imagine being a dude that voted for Kamala. How embarrassing is that? Yo, that's beyond embarrassment. But we had fag hags. A bunch of faggots voted for Kamala. They can relate to Kamala for some reason. I don't know. I agree, Red Sun. You do you you so shrouded in your flag in the hammer. That's the Soviet Union. That's the Soviet Union. That's not Russia. That's the Soviet Union. I don't know why are you still stuck in the Soviet Union? Damn. I think I need to buy a Sergei Lavrov T-shirt just to troll you. Hammer and sickle. You can't even comprehend your own argument. Calm down, comrade. Oh Lord. My argument is that I'm the first. This is just to you, MD. I'm the first mention that Pokrovsk and Kupyansk has fallen based on the information that Putin, and you can look it up. Putin said, treat the prisoners with respect. And I was like, wait a minute. Oh, they fallen. MD 20 Russia flag is white. Right. Thank you. Right. I don't know where he gets the Soviet. You outdated. You talking about Soviet Union, man. That's Soviet Union. We talking about Russia. We talking about Russia. So anywho, Putin, y'all can look it up. I guess I need to post a video. Yeah, he was in the fatigues, and every time he go in the fatigues, that means they done encircled. And Putin only does that. Well, I don't even want to say only does that, but he wants to make sure that the Ukrainians are treated according to the Geneva Convention. He want to make sure that human rights ain't violated. When you circle like that, look, just because at the end of the day, and this is just what I'm saying, you're right. It's not the Soviet Union. It's SARS. It's Russia resurrected. You're a political serf. Oh, jeez, Christ. MD, all I need to know, because you sounded like I see. I have to pull MD back into reality. He sounding like Venkat right now. MD, who's winning the war? It's a 3-part question. Number one, who's winning the war right now? Or I'm sorry, it's not even a war. Who's winning the military special operations right now? Russia. Okay. And who would win on Russia's backyard if NATO gets involved? Who would win? Let's see if you can answer this question because the first one was easy. Who would win NATO versus Russia in Russia's backyard? Oh, crickets. Oh, we getting quiet now. We have to think about this. He's like, ooh, wait a minute. Can't say this is an advanced war. Okay, who has most experience right now? Who has the most experience right now when it comes to warfare? Whatever kind of warfare you're talking about, who has the experience right now? NATO or Russia? See, it's simple. It's really simple. As long as you're not dancing and doing the hi, what the fun time, or doing the James Brown, it's really simple. I know it's hard to answer the question while you're dancing. I don't know if you're doing the Michael Jackson or the Prince or the goddamn James Brown. I don't know which dance you're doing, but it's hard to answer because you gotta what the like based on the evolution of drone warfare and the cap leaders, it would be NATO. Oh my God! See, this is the fake news, y'all. This is the fake news, Ra, by way of Ukraine. This is the fake news. This is the fake news. See, Russia has the drone dominance. I don't know where you, but again, y'all have to forgive MD. He watches fake, he watches CNN and NBC. He watches all that fake shit. Russia has the drone dominance. Not only do they got, oh, in fact, I'm glad you brought up drone. Oh shit. Oh y'all. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. My phone is about to go dead. My phone is about to go dead. No nukes would fly. Tinfoil man has tunnel vision. They don't. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Ah, yeah, they do. They have drone dominance. They have the most drones, and this is why Ukraine is losing because they're relying on drone warfare and they're getting wiped out. I mean, just look at Petrovsk has fallen. They tried to like apparently Russia has the dominance in the whole drone warfare, obviously, because they're winning. One plus one equals two. It's simple, MD. Now, MD, I know I'm gonna close it out, and I'm gonna be on this show. Um, I told you that the Arushniks are the king of missiles. I'm sorry, I got to get updated. It's the Barishniks now. So, correction on my part, I told you that the Arushniks were the king. It's now the Brushniks. They're the king of missiles right now. And the Brushniks are nuclear powered and they have unlimited range, meaning that mid range, short range, mid range, long range is out the door now. Since you want to talk about advanced technology, that's out the door. Short range, mid range, long range is out the door. How about unlimited range? With that being said, y'all, shout out to MD, shout out to Mac, shout out to Twin, shout out to Dot, shout out to Do Something Different. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If I missed anybody, I think I got everybody. Shout out to y'all, man. Um, y'all homework for the night, and y'all, like I said, MD's show be coming up. We're gonna talk about the king of missiles. All hail the Brushniks, the king of missiles. I want y'all to do y'all research on the king of missiles. All hail the Brushniks. Can EMF interfere a human? Boots on the ground wins wars. Duh. Right, right, Dad. I'm trying to tell him that. I try to tell MD that. But MD, he's so engulfed with the fake news. And anybody who don't agree with the fake news is tinfoil hat. There you go. But shout out to everybody. Ethnic cities mostly on food stamps, and Afghanis and Somalis most don't. So MD said that NATO would win against Russia when NATO can't even defeat the Houthis. They can't even defeat the Iranians. Y'all can't even defeat goddamn Putin is the king of missiles. All right, y'all, let me get going. With that being said, man, I'm out, y'all. Peace.